Hey guys, I hope you're all having an amazing day. I wanted to talk real quick about the number one mistake that I used to make when I was trying to lose fat and just stay lean. I've been at this game since I was like 13. I've always been passionate about it, and I've followed a variety of approaches, but now I've actually nailed down the exact kind of physique I wanted to have. I've always wanted to have a Rambo-style physique where you're lean, you're ripped, it's a rugged look, you look athletic, it's sort of like a warrior. And I tried so many different things to get that look. I tried powerlifting, I tried calisthenics, I tried bodybuilding, I tried macro dieting, I did flexible dieting, I did a whole foods plant-based vegan diet. I've done a keto diet. Currently, to this day, I'm still doing a carnivore diet. I've done different fasting protocols, but if we're gonna get right down to it, what is the one mistake that I made? The one mistake was I was afraid to eat. So obviously, when you are trying to get lean and you're trying to get ripped, you do need to be in somewhat of a caloric deficit, or your body needs to be able to burn through its own body fat to maintain that leanness. You can't really train your way there unless you're running miles and miles and miles every day, but that's gonna have an impact on your appetite, and there's only so much you can train, and you'll start to get a weird physique if you do that, and you're just overtraining because your appetite will compensate, you'll eat more, and your adrenals will get just wrecked. You're not gonna feel good, you're gonna have low energy, your testosterone's gonna tank. So you don't wanna train your way there, you have to do it through diet. And I would try so often to do this through diet, and I'd say, okay, I got 2,000 calories today, or I got 1,900 or 1,700 or whatever I was trying to do at the time, but I was afraid to eat. And even when I got rid of the calorie side of things, and I was just doing, okay, we're just gonna be focusing maybe on carbs, keeping the carbs low or whatever, I was still afraid to eat, and I would always try to eat less, and I would always try to find ways to manipulate my appetite so that I didn't have to eat as much. I would fast as long as I could, and I would, drink lots of coffee to get through the fast. I didn't want to work out too much because I was afraid that would spike my appetite and then I would eat more. So it was just this huge fear around eating. And nowadays, it's the total opposite. I am trying to eat as much as I can throughout the day because I'm 5-6% body fat year round now, and it's really easy for me to maintain. And I'm not lying when I say that. It's extremely easy for me to maintain a lean, ripped physique, and it never was. It used to be such a struggle. But the way that I crack this, the way that you figure this out is your food quantity. I love it so much I'm spitting right now. Your food quantity will be determined by your food selection. That is the most important tip right there. So the foods that you're eating, the foods that you are selecting on a daily basis will determine the amount of food that you have to eat, the amount of calories you have to consume, and overall it will determine your body fat. The foods that I eat are extremely high satiety. They satiate you with the least amount of calories possible. So that means meat, eggs, fish, basically animal proteins, chicken, turkey, all that good stuff. But animal proteins that have a good protein to energy ratio. So what does that mean? Let's say you take bacon and you compare it to chicken. Bacon is gonna have a lot more fat than, let's say, if you're doing chicken breast. Now you don't wanna go super lean. You don't wanna go like, skinless, boneless chicken breast all day, because what that's gonna do is that's gonna deprive your body of fat. And yes, you'll burn fat in the short term, but eventually your appetite is gonna come back and you're gonna feel like crap. Your hormones are gonna tank. You'll be lean for a while, but then you're gonna be hungry and you're just not gonna feel good. You're not gonna have mental energy. So you need to have some fat, but you have to have a good protein to energy ratio. So for me, most days, I'm trying to hit at least 200 grams of protein, and then I'll keep my fat under 150 grams. Sometimes it might be a lot lower. I might be down at 80 or 90 grams of fat. Some days it might be right up there at about 150. But I allow my protein to go as high as it can possibly go. I am not worried about over-consuming protein, because all these guys talk about, you don't want to eat too much protein. You want to keep protein to about 1 gram per pound or less, 0.6 grams per pound, 1 gram per kilogram, all this stuff. I've heard all of that and I've tried all of that. And you should instead increase your fats and your carbs, because that's better for your hormones, your testosterone, your satiety. You're going to feel better. You're going to have better workouts. I've never experienced that. I have much better workouts and a much better physique, And this whole game works for me when I keep the protein high and I keep the fat moderate, and then I keep the carbs low, super low. If I ever include carbs, it would be something like on a weekly basis, and it would be like in the form of a cheat meal. But as far as a daily basis, not something that I would recommend including if your goal is to stay super lean. So for me, the number one mistake I made was being afraid to eat. Now that I realize that the choices of the foods are the most important thing, people say calories are king. Calories are king, but how do you reverse engineer eating low calories? It's by food choice. You choose the right foods, and then your body is naturally going to want to eat fewer calories. So that's the tip for today. Let me know what you guys think, and I will catch y'all in the next video.